I bought the triangle shade thinking it would be fine. This is hardly any shade and it only stays shady for about 15 minutes before it moves. Different angles, same problem. They call it the thong of shade. This is definitely a square shade sail, but it flaps a lot, a bit like a tent. I was expecting something that wouldn't flap, that would just give a shade. It turns out that sort of fabric is the stuff you have for chairs and hammocks, so it'll do for this year, but I will have to buy another one for next. So these are the fixings that you can get for your shade sail. Metal chain, turnbuckles in different sizes. The smaller ones I got online, the bigger one I got from a hardware store at a fraction of the cost of the other two. So do look around, because the thin one that I've got in my hand there really doesn't look like it will hold much when the wind catches it without breaking. That's D-shackles. That's a wire rope thimble. There's snap hooks. That's a wire rope clamp. And then you've got wire rope. And you've also got rope. Then you've got different fixings, so you can use the snap hook on the chain to join it to the sail, and then obviously you need a turnbuckle to then join to whatever fixings you've got on the wall, because that turnbuckle then turns in the middle and it tightens, so it does it a lot tauter on that turnbuckle. So the D-ring, you can put that through the turnbuckles to make it more secure, so once that's locked in it won't be going anywhere. And then you need to just put it on the fixing on the wall. Again, the fixings on the wall really depends what you think it's secure or not. I always go over the top because I never want the stuff to come down. So I do bigger oar plugs and bigger screws just to make sure. Then you have different fixings. You've got hooks, you've got pad eyes, you've got circle hooks. Again, it really is what your preference is, and if it's going to be a sunshade or if it's going to be a rain and a sunshade, because obviously if it's a sail it will bounce a lot. This is one of the problems I had. If you're not careful and something's too small, you can't move it around the D-shackle, so you're kind of stuck with how it can move because it's got such a small fixing. So for me, the pad eyes are really good. You can put it in with 4 fixings in the wall and that's not going to go anywhere. So this last one is my preferred way of putting it up, which is with a pad eye, D-shackle and the turnbuckle, and putting it all together so you can't move. There's different rope tutorials that you can do if that's what you're choosing to do, and obviously the chain, you just clip it on. I've also done metal rope for mine. I'm doing a separate tutorial for that if you decide to do that. So this all depends on preference and what you prefer, but that's what I ended up with my fixings, so it wouldn't go anywhere because I take my shade down every night and put it up every morning.